This is a painting from the Beijing-based artist Zi Yongying, painted 2025. And this is Edward Hopper's famous painting Nighthawks, painted 1942. And although both artists are from different centuries, they both have an incredibly intriguing way of adding importance to the space and objects surrounding their main subjects. I discovered Zi Yongying on a nightly TikTok scroll session where he would mainly film a few brush strokes with soothing, mysterious music in the background, and after a while I found myself endlessly scrolling through his TikTok page. His paintings seem to have a theme, a story to tell. In many of his paintings, it feels like he captures the calm before the storm and the stillness after it has passed. What enhances the feeling of tension in his paintings is the vast, expansive scenery and the massive buildings that surround the characters in his storytelling. And one thing I notice most about this artist's work is the resemblance it has to one of my favorite 20th century artists, Edward Hopper. A few years ago, I found this great video essay about Edward Hopper by Nerdwriter1 on YouTube. What really stuck with me was how he explained that Hopper's paintings basically make you feel the solitude, boredom, or emptiness just through the way the people are shown, their emotions, body language, and the spaces around them, which is the same feeling I get when looking at Zi Yongying's paintings, even if their painting styles are quite different. And maybe you don't see the resemblance I do, or feel the same emotions I get from both artists, but the fact is, they've both had a huge influence on my own art. Essentially inspired by Edward Hopper, especially since I've neglected painting for a couple of years and I've only discovered Zi Yongying's art 2 years ago. But one thing I've always wanted to convey in my characters is real day-to-day human emotion. I know I'm not even close to their level of artistic skill, especially since most of my work is still made up of studies. But eventually, by studying art and photography of a similar style, I'm certain that with enough practice, even if it takes years, I'll be able to evoke emotion in people the way their work does. And since I'm trying to introduce their method of conveying meaning and emotion into my own work, using minimalist open backgrounds and characters in everyday settings, I've decided to dedicate that study to one of my long-term university projects, a game called Bonded. Bonded is a point-and-click adventure game for which I've already created an introductory animation for. The main character, Isaac, is interrogated by a prosecutor. He explains why he returned to his childhood village for the first time since he was 18 and why he fled it to reach the police. What I love about Hopper and Zi Yongying is how both artists have the ability to create vast scenery, massive buildings, and minimalistic surroundings that evoke the sense of solitude I need for the premise of this game. This is what I have so far, but if you're willing to join me on my journey of studying their art styles through a small project I'm currently working on, I'd love to share more as I continue planning and developing it.